I'm Natalie, and I'll be showing you the different components you can connect to the Circuit Playground controller. I'll be starting out with this external button. You can attach an external button by running wires to it. You can use a pre-made button, like this one, or build your own. You can connect this external button by using two wires. One wire connects through the input or output pins. I chose A3. And the other connects to ground. These will provide the power. The other wire will connect to the ground pin and complete the loop. Anything that connects and then disconnects the circuit or the wire is a button. For example, you can make a button out of two pieces of foil that touch and move apart. To write code for the button on MakeCode, you would go to the input section and choose an on button A click block. Then change button A to pin and to the pin pad number that you chose. I chose A3. The next component is an external LED. This light helps you place light anywhere in your project. You can write code that makes your project turn the light on or off or dim it. You can connect an external LED light by using two wires. One wire will connect to the input or output pins. I chose A3 here, and the other will connect to ground. The LEDs have two pins. The longer one connects to your A pin, and the shorter connects to ground. To control this pin on MakeCode, you'll have to go to the Advanced section and choose Pins. Then choose a digital write pin block, set it to the correct pin, which would be A3 in this case. And low would mean no power, and high means power on. The third components are the hobby and TT motors. A hobby motor is a small silver motor that spins quickly but without much force. The TT motor has internal gears, so it spins slowly but with more force. These motors spin slowly in a circle, so they are useful for anything that needs to spin, like a wheel, a fan, or a merry-go-round. You'll have to plug the motor's wires into the Cricut where it says motor. Here I have the TT motor attached up top and the hobby motor attached down below. You'll have to use a screwdriver to loosen and tighten the wires in this section. To code on the MakeCode website using these components, you'll need to click on Advance, then Extensions, and choose Cricut. This will add a new set of programming blocks we can use. Use the green Cricut Run Motor block to send power to the motor. The percentage tells how much power and therefore how fast the motor is running. To use any components that attach to the Cricut, you'll need to connect a battery pack to the Cricut down below, right in here. Here's the hobby motor. And here's the TT motor. The fourth component is a servo motor. It's a small motor that can rotate about 180 degrees right and left. A regular motor spins in a circle, but a servo moves back and forth like a windshield wiper. You could use it to move a robot arm, to point at something, or to pull a string. Later we can add gears and other mechanisms to our servo motors. Plug the servo wires into the Cricut where it says servo. Right here. The lightest color wire, yellow or white, has to be closest to the numbers on the left side. code on the MakeCode website, you'll need to click on Advanced, then Extensions, and then we need to choose Cricut. This will add a new set of programming blocks we can use. Use the dark green Cricut Set Servo block to position the servo. It's important to not go all the way to 0 or all the way up to 180. It might break the servo motor. Stay between 5 and 175 degrees. Here it is moving back and forth. For the last component, we'll be looking at a touch sensor. It's an object that can sense when you touch it with your bare hands. Anything that can hold electrical charge could be made into a touch sensor. Metal objects are a good choice. A touch sensor adds a new way to add interaction to a project. Because they can be made out of flexible or unusual materials, they allow you to be creative. But be warned, they are not as reliable as regular buttons. You can make a touch sensor by connecting your object to one of the touch-sensitive pads, A1 through A7. Unlike buttons, lights, and other components, you can connect a touch sensor with just one wire. To code this in the MakeCode website, you'll be going to Input section and choose the On Button A click block. Then change On Button A to Touch and change it to the pin that you wanted to use.